This is Coach Scott Martin with the Ohatchee Indians, and you're watching Average Joe Sports Talk.
All right, good morning. We are back here Lakeside with Coach Martin for Mornings with Martin, brought to you by Ohatchee Discount Supermarket. Coach, you got a 35-0 win last night, 1-1 in region play, homecoming victory. Talk about that game last night.
Well, I thought that we had a really good bounce back game last night after a overtime defeat last week, and I was really proud of our kids for not suffering from that hangover that sometimes after a real tough game, whether it's a win or a loss, you get caught up in that and you don't recover fast enough, or your minds are wandering, or you never get back on track. And I thought our kids did a great job of putting that behind us, late last week. After the game, and then we got right on to Hoax Bluff, and I thought our kids were really focused coming into the game, and I was real proud of their effort.
Yeah, sometimes a team can beat you twice if you let them.
They can. I thought that we did some things last night that I was really proud of. I thought that we were a little bit more efficient, a little bit tighter with our offense. I thought that was well. But defensively, we did some things that we caused a lot of turnovers, which is something we hadn't gotten a lot of this year. I think we had 3 picks last night and 1 or 2 fumble recoveries. We also had a blocked kick, so we had a really good night all around, offensively, defensively, and in the special teams.
Yes, sir. One thing that Hoax Bluff has always had is a big offensive line, defensive line. They're going to be physical up front, and a testament to you and your guys. I had a Hoax Bluff fan message me last night and say, these are some grown men that we're playing tonight. And he sent me a picture of Greg King and Aiden Simpson.
Yeah.
And he said, these guys are just dominating the line of scrimmage.
Well, I thought that, one thing that you're going to get out of a Coach Rob team is you're going to get a lot of guys that are fundamentally sound. And I thought last night going into the game, I knew that Hoax Bluff would be fundamentally sound on both sides of the football, and they were. They were big and physical on the offensive and defensive lines, and we just come off a really physical game in the loss last week, so it was really important to see if our kids could bounce back from that. And I was really proud that we came out and played the way we did. I thought we got well as the week went on, and last night I thought we blocked real well, and I thought defensively we played real well. It was speed-wise was a little bit to our advantage, but also I thought in the trenches we finally wore them down as the game went on.
So, as I said earlier, homecoming. So with the COVID season, the way it's been, we've got homecoming and senior night. So now we can just concentrate on football.
Yeah, when you have all those early in the year to get homecoming and senior night out of the way early, and I don't mean out of the way to be that it's not important, because it is important, but a lot of times that can become distractions to your football team, especially as you get later in the year if it happens to be an important region game. So it really is nice to be able to get those out of the way. And we're getting ready to go through a long stretch where we're not, last night was September the 11th, and we're not going to play back at home until October 16th. So we're going to go a month and 5 days without a home game. So, we're getting ready to go into a really important part of our schedule with 3 away games and an open date. So it's getting ready to be an interesting part of our schedule.
So looking forward to next week, or this week, however you want to look at it.
It's next week. We're going to enjoy
okay.
Last night.
But you got sacks coming up.
Well, Coach Miller and them do a great job. Those guys are going to have a lot of speed. They're going to be dynamic offensively. They're going to be able to match up with us speed-wise, I think. And then I haven't looked at them enough on video yet to tell you a whole lot about them, other than the fact that they're a solid football team. I think they played a pretty tight game against Welborn last night. I think it was 20-0. They put together some good drives, against Piedmont. But they played the 2 of the marquee teams in our region already. And I think his team is a little young, but they're better than they were last year. So, and then we've got to go to Sachs. And that's a tough place to play. And they've got a lot of tradition, and They historically have had a really good football team, so I know Coach Miller will have those guys ready because their backs against the wall in the region. So it's going to be a tough region football game.
Yes, sir. After sacks, you've got an off week. How do you normally treat an off week? Are you?
Well, I mean, I think that you want to get your guys healthy if anybody's banged up. But the main thing is you got to keep building on the momentum that you've got. It's easy sometimes when you have an off week to kind of get lost in the shuffle there, and we go back to fundamental football. I mean, I don't usually spend 2 weeks getting ready for an opponent. I'll use that off week to go back to fundamental blocking and tackling and all the things that help you win football games. And that's one of the things we found through years of having an open week, and we've had quite a few the last few years in the middle of the season, is that we'll use that to get healthy, but also to get ourselves ready to fundamentally, clean up anything we might be lacking.
I wasn't able to be there last night. Did we get through the week injury free?
I think we came through injury free. I thought pretty much last week we were injury free, which we really were. We were just banged up a little bit, but last night, I didn't see anybody with the trainer after the game, even though we make them available. I think we had a pretty injury-free night, and we got to get everybody on the field, so that was really nice.
Yeah, so that Walter Welborn game, it was LSU Alabama-ish.
Well, I mean, it's always a tough physical game when you play teams that are very similar to you, and that both teams are physical teams and play inside the phone booth, as I like to say. And so, to get away from that game and then move on to the next game and be able to execute and get better, I was really proud of our guys.
Yes, sir. Well, Coach, we certainly appreciate it. Thank you to Ohatchee Discount Supermarket, and we look forward to being here next week.
And I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.